All right, in this section, we're going to slowly get you from the ground, and we're going to get you more towards an upright position onto your feet. So we're going to do some things on one knee. We're going to do some things in tall kneeling as we start to restore your body to be prepared for the game, right? So again, the more sore you are, the more you've been playing, the higher your volume. Going through this stuff, you're going to feel much more alive, much more mobile as you get ready to go. So the first one we're going to do here, a little technical. We're going to put our feet together like this. We are going to focus on squeezing our ankle bones together, like we got a little towel in between there we're going to squeeze. We're going to drop our knees down, but closest to our toes as we can. We're after a little bit more of a plantar fascia and Achilles stretch here. All right, so this is an awesome stretch by Anatomy Trains developer Thomas Myers. So this stretch here, again, we go balls of feet, we drop knees towards toes, we squeeze the ankle bones together, place our hands in front of us, but we're going to push the ground away and squeeze in. All right, so again, as you can see, I'm getting the toes to, again, bend and get more mobile into a push-off position, which is very important. We get a little gnarled up in there, being on our feet for long periods of time, all right, especially in spikes, and we squeeze together. So I hold for like a 5, boom, come up. Squeeze, pull back, push the ground away. Now, on a day, if you don't feel anything going on, you feel great in your plantar fascia, you feel great in your Achilles through here, great, do 2 and get out and move to the next exercise. Day you're a little stiff, do more. Next, we're going to move into our half kneel position. When you're on grass, it's great. If you're on ground like this, when you start to put a lot more pressure on your knees repetitively, I like to have these Eric's pads or a towel, a mat, something. So the first drill we're going to do, I'm going to turn a little bit oblique for you, is we're going to come up on, basically this was all 4s. We're going to be on 3 of those points, extend one leg. Now, in this example, this is my right hip stretch, where I'm going to drive my right hip to the right. Feeling that nice little gentle stretch on that lateral hip. Today I feel pretty good there. My right hip, being right-handed, usually isn't very tender. My left hip usually is a little bit more achy. I spend more time rolling it prior to this. And when I go through this pattern with the left hip, just simply extend, bump, and I'll feel a little bit more stiffness here as I'm restoring that adduction of my femur, because our femur, as you know in baseball, being a thrower and hitter, is always going this way. We're abducting. So we're restoring mobility to drive that femur back home, right, to help our balance of our musculature. So I spend sometimes up to 10 repetitions on my left leg and 2 on my right because it feels clean. Next, we're going to go to more groin stretching here. We're going to get in that same position. We're going to extend one leg out to the side, right? The foot could be flat, or the foot can go on the instep, doesn't matter, right? So in this position, the most important thing, push the ground away, get your body long, like a push-up, okay? Toes into the ground with the right foot in this example, pull my hip back. So again, I'm learning to associate hip motion from spine motion. So if you watch my lumbar spine, when I pull back, I do not round and pull back and try to get range here. I'm actually trying to pull through with my hip here, get elongation there, have a long, stable spine. All right? That's going to create better quality hip motion, and it's going to preserve your spine so you have a stronger, more stable lumbar spine. All right, so we're here, pull back just a few inches till I feel a gentle stretch in here, boom, go to the other side. All right, so quick snapshot there. And again, on any given day, I may be a little bit imbalanced. I do more on my left always, okay? So again, that's how it looks on the other side, staying nice and tall. The next movement we do is we go from the back position of pulling back to pulling through with this hip. Okay, so now the right hip in this case is going to pull through and tighten the glutes. Keep your pelvis as square to the ground as you can versus spinning off. Square to the ground, pull the glutes tight. Look a little forward like this is okay. So again, you've created a long, stable spine, learning to move through your hips and your pelvis. Again, I am not exaggerating my arch in my lumbar spine. I'm pulling my hip through, where you're going to feel a nice gentle stretch on the front of your right hip and in the groin of your left. Okay? Switching sides real quick, we switch over. We pull through, tighten. Typically my left side always stiffer, always feels better after 3, 4, 5 repetitions, okay? And my right hip almost immediately just does 2 to 3 and I'm done. All right, so here I keep pumping it, 1, 2, 3, sit back to neutral, pump it through again, 1, 2, 3, back, right? Keep pumping that through until that releases and that feels a little better. If it doesn't, do more soft tissue work. Get that ball out, get that roller out, get in there a little bit more and restore yourself. Next, we're going to go to the half kneeling hip flexor series. So when we're on one knee, here's our quick sequence. Ball of foot in the ground of the back foot. I'm going to be nice and tall, ankle under knee here. Reach up, tighten your butt. Again, learn to move through your hips, not your lumbar spine, not going back like this. And we do not drive forward like this, which creates more anterior capsule laxity. So we do not promote creating more laxity. This is old, outdated stuff. We stay tall, we stay tight, we tighten our glutes, we reach. That's one. How do I feel? Great. 3 seconds. Go to number two. Number two is reach to the side a little bit. Have a little bit of a lateral hip bump, so I'm getting into my hip flexors, my TFL. When I go here, opening up some lateral trunk. 3 seconds back. Go again. How do I feel? Feel clean as a whistle. Next, open up 45 degrees. Okay? Drive knee over ankle, get tall, pull hip through hard, get that butt tight, get tall again, not out of your back. Okay, you're here. Okay, you're going to feel a little gentle hip flexor stretch here, maybe a little bit on that TFL, and you're going to feel this groin stretch here. All right, so I think when I go here, I glide just right over the knee. Right, if I'm out here, now I'm not over my knee. Right, get the proper foot distance, tight. And also I think of like pushing down into the ground with my hip. And get tight. You think you're tight? Get tighter. All right? 3 seconds, come out. Go back in. How do I feel today? Maybe I only need 2 of those. Done. Okay? Then I usually open up all the way here. Turn my shoulders forward this way. And I just kind of pry open a little bit. Get tall. Right? Sometimes I'll reach across like this way just to pull my hip through a little bit more and just get more of a stretch on my backside. But again, I should feel good here. If I'm achy, I know I need to go do a little bit more rolling. All right? Other side, just going to reverse the patterns. One more that I sometimes throw in is a little bit of a hula hoop. So the hula hoop, when I'm here and I'm nice and tall, sometimes I'll just, when I first get there, I just kind of do some circles clockwise, and I'll do some circles counterclockwise. Sometimes I'll add my head. So again, pitchers, more so have a need to do that because of all the repetition, especially for the left hip, to help them to kind of clean that up a little bit and restore motion, again, because they're stuck in a little bit of flexion, and again, that big bang and rotation always away, okay? So next, we're going to go to the TP position. The TP position is here, where we're going to go into attacking the calves a little bit with the Achilles and a little plantar fascia, a little more functional position. So we're going to go here. We drop one heel down. We press the toes down. Some like to put the other foot on the heel here. So again, you're pressing your toes down, pushing your heel down. You can rog it up, heel down, press toes. Rog it up, heel down, press toes. Great, feel clean today, feel great. And then I go into usually a little bit of side to side. How do I feel on the Achilles? How do I feel in the calf? Do I feel good? All right, does it feel clean, or do I feel achy like I got to do a little more rolling in there? All right, there's your screen. Then lastly, swivel. Turn in and out, swivel in and out. How does your ankle joint feel? Does it feel achy? All right, maybe you need to do some more rolling under the arch of your foot. Okay, maybe it's your plantar fascia that's really getting sticky. All right, so for me, it's always my left because it's my lead leg in hitting and throwing. So other leg again, you rock and roll. How many you do? Again, 3 to 5 is always our number on all this stuff, right? If you feel great after 2, move on. Get to the other leg, spend more time or less as you need. So you got rock and roll, side to side, and you got swivels. All right, that's your TP. Next, we've got the inchworm. So we pop back up. We walk up a few times. I raise my hands like this to get more clearance. Then you put something underneath my hands because I can't do this to feed this pattern. Then I put some helmets down. Or I build something up that I can get a little bit more range. If I'm in the gym, it's easy. I use steps, dumbbells, whatever, right, to get my hands elevated. Because you should be able to walk those hands in within 6 inches of your fingers and have your hips back, right? Not forward, and your knees should be straight. That's just clean. I feel good today. I'm ready to go. Next, we're going to do reverse long lunge, okay? So I'm going to go long, stride, hinging, bowing, both hands on knee. What I'm feeding here, I'm going to toe in a little bit with my right foot. Toe in a little bit, and I'm going to windmill reach here. Brace abdominals, open. What am I working here? Yep, getting some stability here, getting some things active, ready to go. But more importantly, I am lengthening this trail leg hip, and I'm feeding my hip back into internal rotation. Very important on your landing leg. Always going external. Always going external. Boom, always going external. So when I do this here, toe in a little bit, reach, that's the way I go. I may do 8 to 10 of them this way. Hold for 2, 3, come back. And I start feeling more open, better, and restoring that back to normal. All right? So that's your reverse long lunge. Spider-Man's, you go back down to this position. Okay, what we're doing here is taking our foot, our lead foot, we're going to kick it out about 20, 30 degrees. Our back foot is straight. Our hands are under our shoulders. And what I'm going to do is here is I'm going to take my left elbow, because I have my left foot forward and flat. I'm going to pull down towards the ground. This is one of the only patterns, along with the inchworms, where I walk my feet to my hands, where we allow the lumbar spine to flex. We don't do a ton of this, and it's not under high loads. So again, we're not risking any injury to our back, but we're getting more mobile for our bending over and picking up patterns, all right? That like shoestring catches, things like that. So we're here, we pull the elbow down towards the ground, big stretch, posterior thigh, a little bit of groin. How does it feel? Right? You're always screening everything. How does my ankle feel over there? Do I feel really achy in my ankle? Do I feel achy in my groin? Right? So it's always telling you something that you need to go back maybe and retrace your steps and do a little bit more. All right, so again, 3 to 5 each leg, boom, moving on.